Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
I've looked at every angle of this foreign banking takeover that's infiltrated our government with special interest. The only way they're going to pull it off is race war, division. So we got to come together against this criminal system. Tosh Plumlee's our guest till about 15 after this little short segment and one other. We'll take your phone calls, and it's going to be open phones for everybody. There's also a bunch of other breaking news at Infowars.com that I'll get to in the next segment. Van Rompuy, that's the former head of the EU, unelected EU, will control Europe and flank Russia. Senator to blast TSA. Fast food joints do better employee background checks. Justice Department launches covert sanctions against gun owners. That is such a big article. I mean, this is such a big deal. IMF demands Ukraine risk World War III in return for bailout money. Tosh Plumlee's our guest. Computane, if I'm pronouncing it right. We're going to you in Arizona. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Alex.
Hey, brother.
Hey, I want to focus on methods and tactics that that Tosh is experiencing. Based on his experience and observations on previous incidents, is there anything unusual with the methods and tactics that this racketeering government is using against him? And if he were in full control of the faculties and prepared to respond to an attack, are there major flaws in the tactics that are being used against him?
Well, that's a mouthful. I'm not sure how to answer the question.
Tosh, I think what he's asking is you say it's getting worse, but you've been doing this 50-something years, or just a famous contractor. How have things changed? And I mean, I think you're saying we got to have courage, speak up, and say no.
All right, here's the thing. The way I say it, it's escalating. Okay, I'm just going to go back to Iran-Contra. I testified with Kerry. I got gagged on that. It was a classified committee sensitive, top secret. Then when I continued out and I wrote an article, I didn't write it, but a friend of mine wrote it out of San Diego Reader. I run drugs runs with BAM. Named all the staging points, the aircraft IDs, the people involved, and everything else for the sole purpose to protect myself. I was called in front of the committee. I raised my right hand, and then they sealed committee sensitive. And then, when I asked for a transcript, they told me, well, you don't have a classification or a security clearance, so therefore you can't see your own testimony. And then if I went out and talked about it, I could possibly be in violation of a national security statute, and I could receive up to 5 to 10 years in federal penitentiary. All right. The fact that I admitted that I was a cocaine smuggler into this country and taking U.S. weapons out of this country to a secret base in Santa Elena was pretty heavy information at that particular time. I was warned at that stop I had better not do this. I had better not go on. Anyway, there's a whole story behind all that. Okay, Senator Hart wrote a letter to both committees, and it's been posted on my Facebook page and it's been posted on the Internet. Bill Holden was Senator Gary Hart's security advisor. I contacted him and put all the maps and everything out for the sole purpose to protect me from going to a federal prison because I admitted that I'd flown cocaine, as much as 40 tons of cocaine, into this country on C-130. I admitted that, but it was a sanctioned operation supposed to be interdiction. The interdiction went to El Toro Marine Naval Air Station, and the evidence then was pilferated, and the drugs got out on the street. Also, at the same time, when we come back on those C-130s, we're flying weapons from the 82nd Airborne that went on maneuvers down in Honduras. Those weapons were taken off the GAO books as being destroyed and lost in airdrops. Those weapons went to an island off Panama, stored there, taken back to El Toro Marine Naval Air Station, and then transferred by truck to China Lake to be retrofitted, and then sent back to a drug runner's base known as Carl Quintero at Veracruz, where he was receiving $10,000 a month in CIA money to use his branch and air base as a refueling stop for the formation of the Southern Front.
Stay there. It's incredible. We'll do one more segment. Alex Jones here with a very important announcement. A lot of you asked me to come speak in your town or city. I would love to, but I'm so busy here in the trenches at the InfoWars Command Center, I'm just unable to travel. When my friends at Stansberry Research, one of the top analyst firms in the world, invited me to be part of a special one-day event in Dallas, Texas, I could not say no. You will hear from true experts like Porter Stansberry, T. Boone Pickens, Cactus Schroeder, Bill Murphy, Van Simmons, and myself, Alex Jones. I will be speaking on the fact that history is happening now. We are now at a critical juncture where more happens in a month than happened in the previous 10 years. I will also be breaking down the fact that a moral society is the only truly prosperous and safe society. May 31st, it's one day. The tickets will sell out. Simply visit AlexJonesDallas.com or follow the banners at Infowars.com. I have secured a discount for my listeners when you visit AlexJonesDallas.com. Again, that's AlexJonesDallas.com to secure your tickets to this one-time event, and I'll see you in Dallas.
A chemical spill contaminating the water supply in 9 West Virginia counties.
This year alone, over 300,000 people in West Virginia had their drinking water contaminated.
What are the health effects of having these drugs in our drinking water?
It's forced medical treatment without the consent of residents.
My friends, water filtration is one of the most basic actions you can take to protect you and your family from the harmful toxins and heavy metals in your tap water.
On average, the county says it sprays with the glyphosate at least once a week.
Few filters cut out the glyphosates that is found in water supplies worldwide. Remove pesticides, herbicides, chloramines, hydrofluorosilicic acid, sodium hexafluorosilicate.
Fluoride, it is in tea, it's in coffee, it's in water, it's in bread, it's in toothpaste.
It is our responsibility to protect our families. The establishment's not going to do it. It's time to take action. It's time to filter our water. Visit InfoWarsStore.com and use promo code WATER to get 10% off their entire family of incredible products. Or call toll-free 888-253-3139. From the water table to our soils to the atmosphere itself, our world is becoming more and more toxic each and every day. But it's not just the air outside that's toxic. Indoor air has been shown to have 2 to 5 times higher concentrations of pollutants than even outdoor air. And most Americans spend 90% of their time inside using toxic chemicals within their homes. There are more than 42 million smokers in the United States. Well over 1,000 types of mold and mildew linked to numerous conditions. And don't forget the fact that 6 million Americans live with pets they're allergic to as well. When I began to research these statistics, it was clear to me it was time to start cleansing my lungs in order to combat the toxic environment that we cannot escape, but that we can fight back against. Made with organic and wild cultivated herbs and manufactured in the USA, the new InfoWars Life Lung Cleanse is here in a convenient spray bottle that can be brought with you throughout any toxic environment. Now available exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139.
Hello, this is Hank Hill, and I'm telling you what, you need to listen to Alex Jones.
Yeah. Infowars.com.
Live from Austin, Texas, broadcasting worldwide, it's Alex Jones.
Well, Tosh Plumlee, one of the most famous Iran-Contra, you name it, whistleblowers ever, still flies contracts for the CIA because he's been a congressional testimony that was authorized, so they can't stop him from still having his job. He has broken huge Benghazi information last year that's now been vetted and confirmed by a lot of the information that's been coming out. So he's gotten contacted. The Justice Department subpoena is coming. That will basically gag him. It'll say that he's not allowed to talk about it. Once he testifies, they'll then say all of that is secret and he can never talk about it again, like he did with Iran-Contra. But if you just joined us in the last segment, he put all his cards on the table and just started talking about, I personally in flights flew 40 tons of cocaine into the United States, Iran-Contra, sanctioned by the White House. I flew the guns back out. Well, that's all admitted now, but his testimony was sealed. So I guess in a way, he just broke that gag order. Or has that gag order, that national security order, elapsed? Or are you just really getting in their face, Tosh?
I'm really getting in their face. Otherwise, I've been told it hasn't elapsed. That's what my attorney told me. I better not go on the air and keep talking about this because I'm going to get myself in a lot of trouble. My feeling is this. I want it out there before the fact. In other words, and documented, invented by many different sources, which I have done, and that's the reason I opened up my Facebook page and started compiling all this stuff together to protect me, because I knew if I continued to talk mainly about Iran-Contra and the weapon shipments in violation of the Bolton Amendment, the setting up of the Southern Front and Point West of the secret air base at Catalina, and C-130 flights going in there and documented in the Grasshopper and all these secret coded interdiction programs, alleged interdiction programs. I figured, man, hey, in answer to the other gentleman's question, how did it escalate? It started escalating at that point. That's the reason I brought up Iran-Contra. It started escalating at that point. I began to realize, hey, wait a minute. We have another entity out here. The average 8 to 5 American cannot comprehend that other world that lives out there. The world of pilots, the loaders, the refuelers, the secret air bases, Paso Solo in Central America, John Hull's Ranch, who received $10,000 a month in CIA money, Point West, Oliver North, 16 felonies, suddenly paroled and becomes an American hero, and then passes judgment on a pilot like me. In other words, these kind of things upset. But so, then you're sitting here and you're saying, well, what do I do about it? Do I do like everybody else? Do I sit and piss and moan about it? Or am I going to do something about it? I'm a C-130 pilot now, and I get contract with CIA. Okay, if I piss the CIA off, I don't really care. They pissed me off. In other words, I'm talking way out of school, and I know that. But somebody's got to get out here and rattle the American people and get them off the couch and get them engaged. And the way to do it is get them engaged and start studying and reading what the hell is really going on in this country, and then get out and use their God-given rights and their talents and put a stop to it. That's all I can say about that.
Sure, I want to go back to calls. Powerful. I want to go back to calls, sir, but specifically, when you look at all of this, the public has been in denial or they feel powerless, and the big issue is this is getting worse and worse. The tyranny is expanding, and to show how they gave you a thin cover, they told you it was interdiction, that you were getting the cocaine and flying it back here, because I remember reading the Iran-Contra files that were public, to destroy the cocaine. You then learned that that really wasn't going on.
Well, some of it was, and some of it wasn't. The special ops that were filtering into the bin raised up the money to get the guns for the Contra. That doesn't mean that that was a complete government-sanctioned operation, but it was run out of the White House, period. In other words, through cutouts and so on like that. I was on CBS about our Forest Service aircraft being used as cutouts to private companies in order to carry the drugs down there. I mean, there is another world out there that the 8 to 5 do not understand that even exists. And all I've been trying to do is say, wait a minute, this matter is escalating. In other words, to answer your question, I hope I got it right. So I start seeing this happen. Then I start seeing my buddies going to jail. Then I start seeing some of them committing suicide. Then I start seeing character assassination. And then I had the character assassination applied upon me. In other words, the best way to stop an operation is control the communication. I started watching gatekeepers being infiltrated in the mainstream media to suck up any information that may be derogatory to our ongoing wound.
No, I understand. And they killed, what do you know about Barry Seal and others being killed?
Barry Seal was killed by Colombians that was tipped off by our own government. So basically, I say during the Reagan administration, that information was leaked out to the very people, which could possibly happen to me, in a way that brought them in. How the hell did they get into this country as illegal to come out here and gun him down sitting in his Cadillac when the judge put him in a safe house? Yes, Barry Seal was my friend. I flew the fat lady. I flew it out of Mena. I flew the fat lady in to get a seal. I helped set up the camera to photograph Bond and them in Central America. I'm the shadow warrior that someone has referred to when my dossier was classified top secret. I'm a CIA operative, field operative. But I'm one step beyond that. I'm also in the Pentagon with a crew known as Praetorian Guard. Now, I've said it. I've told me, you can't say that. You're going to go to jail for saying that. Okay, I'm saying it to you, Alex. I'm saying it right on your program. It's just as solid as I can. I don't know how else to say it. We are involved in an international gun-running operation. Benghazi came up, and I'm not going to have our political people turn